You are visualizing all the time. What I'm going to share with you today is a powerful method that helps you stay in that visual, stay in that observed reality, in that feeling 24/7. And this is the method behind me manifesting a 22-room mansion within 1 year of living in one-bedroom flat in London. This method is really powerful. This is the method responsible for me receiving my annual income every month and doing this time and time again. And there was an instant in my life, not too long ago, when I received my annual income in a single weekend. And my clients have time and time again, over and over, achieved illogical results and bend reality. And today I'm going to reveal this system to you. Before I reveal this system, I want to ask a really powerful question. That when you are manifesting, you are told that you have to stay in that feeling, you have to feel that feeling. And you are trying to feel that feeling. Don't you often find that while you're visualizing or while you're very conscious, you can feel it. But when you start to live life and you start to life again and get on with your normal life, you start to go back to the same pattern, same frequency, same program again and again. And if you really take an audit, like Neville Goddard says, if you really look at your week and see how much of your week have you actually lived on that frequency, because your magnet is on all the time. It's not just on when you are conscious, it's on all the time. So we live our life on autopilot 98% of the time. And this method allows you to stay on that frequency and rewire your brain to stay on that frequency 24/7 instead of when you're really trying to get there. So let's really uncover it. So when you are living your life, what if we change your physical reality now to match it to what you're manifesting? That means we do not wait for the outer circumstances to change or your bank account to change or things to change before we jump into that vision all in. Like Neville Goddard says, vision into being. And what we start to do is we start to jump in that vision now, become that now. So what in this 100x visualization method, the first step that you do is you take a look at your life from a 360 perspective and you say where I'm not living like that person. Now, in a lot of things, you may not be able to. For instance, if that person owns a Ferrari, you may not be able to have the Ferrari yet, but it will give you that awareness. So the first question is, where am I not living that life? What would that version of me be doing and living and being? Okay. And you start to create this map of your life, if you wish. It's almost like you're creating an outline of your life that from my day when I get up to when I go to sleep, this is the kind of life that I'll be living when I have that thing. And in 100x visualization method, the secret sauce behind this method is that we are shifting your physical reality to match that vision so that everything in your physical reality is reminding you of that vision. You are feeling it and you are living your physical reality, so you don't have to fight with it. You don't have to ignore it. In fact, it reinforces that it's already here. That helps your neurons in your mind to start to fire new neurons together, new neural pathways to be formed. And then the more and more your physical reality actually helps you rewire your mind and become a match and stay in that feeling. Okay. How would your life look like if that was already done? And we start doing that with every aspect of your life. For instance, what mug do you right now drink your coffee or tea in? Can you go and buy a really nice mug which reminds you of abundance, which reminds you of luxury, which reminds you that you are worth it? Can you go and buy a nicer pen? Because when you're writing your goals with that pen, or when you're writing something, you are saying that my words have power. They're valuable. I am valuable. So that is a really powerful way to shift into that reality. When you hold your pen, can you get a different notebook? A notebook that a version of you with your goal achieved would carry. And it may not cost you a lot of money, but these things make a huge difference, giving a message to your subconscious mind that you're not waiting for your external circumstances to change. You are jumping in that vision right now. The other thing what you can do is you can change your bed sheets and really get very comfortable and soft and really nice ones which give you that feeling of luxury. Maybe you can change the design. Maybe you can get a different side lamp for your room. Maybe you start to dress differently. So the thing that I changed when I was manifesting using this 100x visualization method, I always connected silk with luxury, right? And I went and I got a lot of clothes which were silk. And every time I would wear them, it would remind me that I am that. The glasses that I'm wearing right now, I created them in my mind of the version of me with the goal achieved. And the moment I started wearing them, they had a frequency attached to them. And I would feel that version. And then things happen so fast, right? Maybe you can also, one of the most powerful things in 100x visualization method is creating a playlist. If you're into music, this is the greatest thing you can do. What you can do is you can choose different songs and connect them to every aspect of your life with that vision achieved. So when you have that amount of money or whatever you desire, you will be living slightly different. You will be going to different places to eat out. You will be maybe driving a different car. Maybe you are living in a different home. Maybe your day looks a bit different. So you can take all those aspect per song. You can visualize that aspect, and every time you play that song, you visualize that aspect. And then what you do is you build a neural connection with that song. So when that song plays, that vision gets activated. And you always connect to it, and a point will come when the song is played, you won't even need to remember that. It will remind you, the song will remind you. So what I did was I did that with my playlist, and whenever I would play my playlist, it will give me a preview of every aspect of my life with the vision achieved without even trying to visualize. It was so natural, just coming. So what you really want to do is you want to take the aspects of that life and change your physical reality to match that, so that everything is reminding you it's already done, so that you can stay in that feeling. Maybe you can wear a nice watch or something that reminds you. Maybe there's a thing that you own that is very precious and that you wear more, you use more, that reminds you. Right? So what you start to do is you take every aspect of your life and you change those aspects to match that. Now, with some of the aspects, as I talked about, you may not be able to change. For example, the car you drive in right now or other things. But then what you can do is you can be very conscious and you can say to yourself, how would it feel if I was driving in that car? While I'm so grateful for this car, how would it feel if I was driving in that car? This question is so powerful. You're not saying, will I have that car? Because that's not the question. You're saying, how would it feel? And that way your mind will give you the answer exactly how would it feel. And you jump in that vision. And if you keep jumping in that vision, and every time you will sit in your car, it will remind you of that vision, right? The things that you cannot change right now, you can still create that neural connection, or you can go and test drive that car, right? The key is not trying to force your mind to think in alignment with your vision, but to shift everything around you so that your mind has no choice but to operate in alignment and think in alignment. And the more you do this consciously, the more you put in effort, it is more important than doing the work, like taking action. This is more important because you need to calibrate your energy first. The other thing what you can do is every time you're taking action towards that goal, you just take a pause and you say, how would my goal achieved version would do this? If you're running your business, how would you run your business if you already had that amount of money, if you already had those clients, right? You start to calibrate that vision in every aspect of your life now, and you jump in the vision. I love the way Neville Goddard explains that. He said, I became one color, one substance with the vision. When you do that, you just jump. I love the way Neville Goddard explains that. He says in the book Power of Awareness that the moth jumped in the fire and became one color, one substance with it. And that's what you're doing. You're jumping all in the fire, right? And the more you start to switch up and fire up and heat up your outer reality to match that vision, the faster you will fuse with it, the faster it's going to come in your physical reality, because now the neurons that used to fire together, they are not firing together anymore because they're seeing a different thing. And now new neurons are firing together, they're wiring together, they're making new connections. Your brain is getting rewired, you're operating on that frequency. As a result, you're attracting and acting in alignment with that vision, and it's coming in your life 100 times faster. And that's why we call it 100x visualization method. Let me know, what aspects of your life are you going to change? Are you going to heat up to match that vision? Share in the comments. I would love to read them.